we're going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign of what's going to
tend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols, who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future of money. Who controls the...
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, you know I come back with that video just to make you think. We have non-fungible tokens, NFT mania going crazy. We got the NBA. We got the NFL, soccer, music bands, artists. Everybody's coming in. Well, what nobody else sees, the fact is that's how you move money, guys. We know that art has always been what? A store of value. So we're seeing this big money being made by names that we don't know. But we know there's bigger hands behind it. Same way with GameStop and Reddit. Yes, the average guy made some money. But believe me, the big institutional money was in there making billions. And still is. And that's the same way with the NFTs. So guys, if you are an artist, take advantage of it. Make all the money you can. But at the end of the day, we have big institutional money driving this NFT craze. That's why it's constantly on what, guys? CNBC. And who controls CNBC, guys? That's right. We only have 4 corporations that control all your media. All of your media. The illusion of choice. We also have on CNBC, the FBI warns of a deepfake. So guys, we know it's coming. The greatest hoax in history. Now we know they pulled off plenty of psyops, but they are getting ready to fool the masses. And don't forget, when it comes to virtual reality, you won't know the difference between a real person or a fake person. Because we know, when it comes to the New World Order, everything is planned out. Y'all have a wonderful day.
Is amazing. So you understand paying for future value. Patrick, what got you interested in NFTs, and what do you hope it does for the memorabilia business?
Yeah, I think it all started when I was young and collecting memorabilia myself. My dad got me in it early, getting bats, cards, whatever it was. And as I've started to see more and more things come out with these NFTs and seeing how they kind of gave them the digital way, the way that the world's going, to collect memorabilia and to have another asset, it was kind of a no-brainer for me to get involved as quickly as possible.
Adventures have you gotten into so far?
Yeah, I've minted a bunch of stuff where I've played with it and sold them on Mintable.app and Rarible.com and OpenSea.io. And so I started off where I just took a GIF file of me walking into a Mavs game to go work out, and I put up 10 of them. I think at $25 each, whatever the equivalent each was. And I'm like, no one's going to buy this shit. And bam! Not only did they sell, but they kept on being retraded, and I only set my royalty at 10%, I think, at that point. And I was like, oh my God. And then I tried some other things. So then I created my own version of Cameo. Do you guys know what Cameo is? Cameo is an app/site where celebrities, where you can go and ask a celebrity to record something for you. So you can go and ask Mr. Wonderful, would you record, say happy birthday to my friend Sam, and I'll pay you $500. right? Okay. So what I did, I said, okay, I'm going to create my own version of Cameo. And so I created a little video that I minted. I think this one was on Rarible. And I said, if you buy this, and it was the equivalent of $2,500 in ETH, if you buy this, I'm going to unlock a special email address that I created specifically for this token. And you can send me an email, and I'll customize a video just for you. And bam, sold them out in a heartbeat. And they even resold. And I think I sold all of them in 22 minutes. And I got some really cool videos that I sent out to people. And so, just trying to experiment with different ways that this works. I worked, and so in terms of just buying other people's NFTs, I bought one, Ellerbeat. I forget, it's a generated music and art that I thought was really cool, that also used the bond curve to set pricing and to set reserves. And they set the reserve at 90%, which meant, okay, I'll buy one or two of these because, there's a really good chance I'll get my money back if they sell these out. And so I bought some of those. I bought a hash mask simply because I wanted to see how the NCT works. I bought a bunch of Top Shots. But, we talk about Top Shots a little bit with Flow. They obviously are having some of their scalability issues. And I don't know if it's the Flow that has trouble scaling or just, the application itself, because I think that they just got overwhelmed with volume, which is a high-class problem to have, right? You'll deal with that because you can fix that. But it's interesting now because there's so much feed around it that the prices for the Top Shots, when I got in, I was buying them all up for $2 and $3 each. Now the lowest price is $30 each. So it'll be interesting to see if new kids coming in think that's too expensive or it's worth it. But the bigger picture is that, collectibles from the NBA and other sports organizations, music, whatever, there is a market there. And the good thing about Top Shots that I think was just brilliant is, you don't have to think in terms of a wallet. You just bring your credit card. And you guys at Binance have done some of this as well, right? Where you just all that matters. And, they don't have to deal with the know your customer stuff, right? And, and so because they're not dealing with financial assets per se. And so, I'm trying to not learn too much about FinCEN, but I'm learning more than I wanted to. And so, it'll be interesting to see how that drives people to the market and what people do with Flow, and whether or not, they'll allow people to take, and get access to the moments, they call them, their NFTs.
Ever sold at auction, the most expensive NFT ever sold, and one of the 20 most expensive works of art, period, ever sold at auction. The online auction for Beeple's, the first 5,000 days just wrapped up at Christie's. Final sale price, $69.3 million. That's more than most Picassos, Monets, or Warhols. Now,
a new FBI warning this week to companies about the next big cyber threat, deepfakes. Eamon Javers joins us now with more. Good morning, Eamon.
Yeah, good morning, Joe. And as I talk here, take a look at some of these images. These are pictures from a website called thispersondoesnotexist.com. None of these people are real. All of them were generated by a neural network using a new technique called GAN. Now, it's fake pictures like these, along with fake video and fake audio, that represent a new type of cyber threat to American businesses. The FBI this week is warning companies about the dangers of these kinds of deep fakes. In the new alert, the FBI said the threats include synthetic corporate personas and sophisticated emulations of an existing employee. The Bureau said it'll cause significant financial and reputational impacts to victim businesses. Now, all of this means that the cyber threats of the next couple of years will make today's spear phishing emails and business fraud look quaint by comparison. Nina Schick wrote a book about deepfakes, the coming infocalypse, as she calls it, and she warns that CEOs themselves are particularly at risk of all this.
If you are in the public eye as a business leader, you presumably have content out there on the internet of you either delivering a speech, talking to your employees, on an earnings call. That is all training data, which can be used to basically create AI to hijack your biometrics. So that puts you in a really vulnerable position.